Kessben Kanawu Jumedie Anna Kwame Martina Kojembo Yede Pro Bidi Kwame Apia Kube Mr. Speaker on behalf of the production team no and Wada the 21st day of the month of April 2022 the year of our Lord. We back again to serve you and to serve our nation Ghana. As usual, it's always a pleasure serving you on this same platform. I don't pay you to nothing. Research, report, and come on, I don't pay you break it down, the reports and analysis research by Global Info Analytics. Somebody about your trip, you're breaking it down. And the amount. The brass will say, I beg you for, and so see Konya Wona, I pay intimidating Komono. I mean, Jammy serial callers, no, and no pay. The Karata, Ewa Kasua, Iko, Ewa Sabankas, Hona Wuti, Wafake, Ewa New Plan Circle, New Plan Station, a band, Ewa Saban Zenu. My good morning to you. What to say? Roman father, Ewa Kumasi. I don't pay Roman father, Michia, Maminchia, Ewa Denka, Maminchia Jano, what Ewa Kwamina. A Josu, Ewa Craniuka, a Josu, I can say, is a great I was so love man. Love man, I say, a job Paris, what Bogia say, I don't pay Ima 8-year life, I was so gako, Ima, or what to say, Mr. Lincoln, Ewa Kwetema, Mr. Lincoln, I don't pay good morning. Maminchia, Nana Muako, Ewa Kwabina, Queen of the Airwaves, a shaman Zenu, Queen, I say, Naminchia, Mr. Drew, Ewa Gongwa, the Murampo. No drano pay me chair question because we are promote to say Ampon, I was that twin towers, I will come and come second. Kessben FM, you build you more and Ampon. I see what I know dinner to my Ampon. Good morning. What to say Yahuza, I was who Yahuza don't pay my case. Whom want to say I don't pay. I'm in chair 5 p.m. I watch him back here. 5 p.m. I don't pay. Good morning. Who had to say Idi Ewa Laji Tabora, Idi I don't pay good morning. What to say I'm when if it's a move, Ewa Samankas, I'm when I don't pay me. Bright, Ewa was so kind, bright, I was so kind, I would tell you free. I don't pay my show. What to say, I won't promote at to say, I don't pay yet that say. Prince, I would dance so much. Prince, I don't pay what to say. And I'm one, I was boy, and I'm one, I don't pay what to say. I mean, Shamuna, the one you're Munina, Eben, I will Pabina, Eben, I don't pay to say. Alaji, Ewa Teshi, Alaji, I don't pay me chow. Sunny, I'm out from and I will Sunny, I don't pay what to say. Good morning to you, I don't pay me that. Say, what make you number one? Then I drink Pahini and watch him what's a new plan. And I drink Pahini, I don't pay my chain, I will cry so close. What to say, won't promote to say, Yow, I don't tell for what to say, I don't pay. And then when you ask this, I don't pay Mutia. Yamini pa John Apostle, I don't pay me chow. I will cry so close. Yamisha on your career. Any kind of one of pay Mutia, Yamisha Munina, what you Munina. 10 minutes after 10, Kessben to the my message is in no Embra 0550922929 and 0550596929 0550596929 eh test line no and I pay my messages no Embra na ye ne wo eni nkomo your Facebook live Kessben FM 92.9 and I pay reach out to us na ye ne wo emo nkomo
And then you're happy 7 minutes to a share.
I see.
I think so he's been one of the critical voices for promoting this current government.
I see.
That the kind of part there was a day me call. I think both Joy and Asempa FM on some fertilizer issue. We discussed your brand now Accra FM. And he was one of the few guys that he gave a very objective viewpoint on how I was a Makwama youth entrepreneurship try for my way. And Tienra who said me fly many and I was quite happy. And let me commend him. Many people, some of the producers I'm call me show so Radio Go, the SYZ, Power, Accra FM, they were like, I was maintaining payway.
I see.
Yeah, many of them Kwache from Accra FM said it. Sibega of Radio Go like Charlie Perry.
You maintaining one, I see. Very tight.
Who said there are two status? So,
what be my chair? Very my group there. No, I did them do.
I'm managing them now. For a time, I'm sorry, they are not doing.
I see.
So reading what to report a boy last minute. When you back can say giddy.
As a cooking kind.
And when Richie Jam consul see now and a see now. Mr. Crabby do feel about 10 p.m.
Go give me that 12. No, my sorry, 3.
Until you over so chess and a cry near him.
Tell me that 12. With that 12, no, my sorry, 3. By 4, Messi Quanso, I may bear Juma.
Say a Juma, so Mimi, you'll be crying and coming mood to say. And
I dreaded it.
A Juma,
yeah.
A very, we say, not serious effect on our lives. And yeah, not told the boy, if you say, politician, them, a lot of us are going through a lot.
Yeah,
you know, health and other things. Yeah, any are really suffering health wise now because of a good year.
Yeah, you
do. Otherwise, the Nyamiasi.
And you may any money na you. Jaya Monshe and Sokakra.
Oh, right.
I dear Bako Vine beauty. I shall me bufu pa no pay. Na as a report no ababeje ade ne shine. Tino amament me anka hwase. In fact, I shall me bufu pa. Closer goes and one for no. Civil servant ne wo krum ha na. Almost say more basic, 20% of their basic salary. Say they want to be neutral. It's yema womo. That na nyenye bi omo to aba. Ose.
What does that?
Me dream one say. Say we are civil servant. We are Ghanaian. When your opportunity, over 30.8 million no. More hin na opportunity say go vi ya ba adwuma. Ose yema 20% of basic salary. As allowance because we remain neutral. And yes, idea. Mufanyime.
Demonstration.
And I'm told to say I'm told.
No, but only say,
Mr.
Speaker,
I
always say, sit there, the ODX and the OD premises or model lobby for increment is fundamentally flawed. Say, Oka say, your base increment so that you will not be partisan. Then it means in your mind, in a subconscious mind, you're already partisan.
Yes.
Let's admit it. And even without coming out with this caveat, they're already partisan. Me the assemblyman and the presiding member. And I've worked with most of these close-act members. Look,
in the assembly.
In the assembly. Me send me rest from Yana Wester. Out of 184 staff from Warhol. Now me to match the MPP and DC.
Okay.
There were nothing like neutrals. Oh, because as a PM, no chair public relation and complaint committee of the municipality. Until complain, but
presiding member.
Yes, until I had a fair idea about the fact that this closer to also neutral. No, it exists on paper. But so most MMDs are like ministry, department, and agencies now.
Yeah.
Obi be out here the political figure. No, you'll be out doing it to former. What me who do your MPP, who do your NDC? There is nothing like neutrality. There's nothing like, and that is it may be information leaky bar bonteno. Anytime I boom so president assign there in less than 5 minutes, then it leaks. Who brought it out? Until within the president's Jubilee House, in as much as Becca say, oh, ombo must sanitize be a while crew to nipa mu pro MPP, and I can tell him say about 30% are against him. And clearly, there's nothing like neutrality with the closer.
It happens to your mama. It's happening to
everybody. I can defend this, and me, I don't see.
And certain information quite bad on TV.
Yes.
It's not meant for public consumption.
It's not palatable.
Yes.
It will be yeah. Because for example, me said near me assembly no tender committee for a koye tender in less than a day, na document in APA. And I felt I took it hardly on some of the technical staff. But at that time, they thought I was being. I'm saying, no, look, they are all here, and you can do it to undermine the MPO, the MC. Tomorrow, you can be there. And clearly, this neutrality caveat, they should spare us that noise. It's a noise on
What's
their reason for neutrality allowance?
What was the politicians, you know? Obikrano eje height allowance. For instance, ebia ya flyover we it's just like Poku say Nanako commission, yeah, like you could see some more gathering no on flyover maybe, so it was nice though. Say ebia minister be inspection of a building no a tower. When they climb, they take height allowance. That is the first time I made it though. And for that reason, no, for their neutrality and service to the country, no, yema 20% of basic salary as neutrality allowance. Me
on this issue.
Because
on this issue, I also government say wajiatum.
No, that is what we are told. It's a per negotiation. Government has almost agreed to pay.
On this issue, I will speak as an individual. It's a non-starter. Masa, what are they talking about? Omo pese yenkofa allowance civil servants. Ejimra emrana. Hwe ukrumwa dibia meka. Ade ba ko adawo ye onu nua ba ko ye was to delve deep, risking your life and everything into some areas of the civil and public service to see what some of them are doing. Masa, yenin fra wa Ghana ha. Yenin enfra wa Ghana ha. We know what is happening in our civil service. Say, we pay any share, you can negotiate for pay increase or whatever. But Masa, oko share civil servant. Me tell my civil servant.
Yeah.
As a diplomat, you're a civil servant first. So I know what I'm talking about. Allowances or moji. Now, ye can't unse Ghana hano. Me blame yen NDC ni MPP. Civil servant. I say we ne ade ame hu say me nua kra e take a stance even though ye ne wa bem. Ka ideally no, ka bon say ya take extreme size
no. Yes.
Na asem no. Abe fry ye kon akoye case of abanwe ye papa abanwe nye papa. Na omo a asem ne fa omo whether or not they actually deserve it no. So analysis ni yenye den yenye. Why? The first thing yen fa obi aketua. Na yen analyze it. Ni yen how many allowances? Come on. What do you mean by neutrality allowance? The mere fact that we are civil servants means you ought to be a neutral person. I mean, that's why you take that job. Me kwaye adwuma wo embassy for 2+ years. I made sure at least about 90% of my engagement. Occasionally, obi betimi to be about here and there where you have to Accra. But about everybody will tell about 90. Even if I comment on buying anyama, I comment from national point of view. Yes, I may agree with government policy because my Juma as head of information is to sell government policy. And that's what I did. But so who said me engage in Mahama say, Ekufuado say, even though as a politician, I made sure I didn't do that. I don't need to be paid an extra money to do what I have signed paper to do. Because by virtue, say magia tum say, mayor civil servant no. Na magia tum say, it's an implicit requirement. Any council will be crying a being and no yede. A catcher. I also be a police officer. So any police if also magic a year.
Neutrality allowance.
Also magic. In fact, no cry more imperative.
Yeah.
Because I'm on a boy home by. And think police for magic, soldier for magic. Ghana immigration magic. Because they are all in spaces and requires some be remaining neutral.
That's in the doctor for you now.
Precisely. Magic.
Because the hospital near Hewa, your name's all NPP, your name's all
yes. Teacher for also magic.
Yeah.
Training college, university colleges. Now, I mean, what are we talking about? Who came up with this idea?
Meaning,
that's the question. I'm batch of money investigation.
Closer president, no.
Now, yes, I am fine. I mean, what is this?
No, is it? Your friend is a Victor then. Victor Bampo, Executive Secretary.
Mr. Speaker, you see, me keep on said the dear children, the can't. For me, and now my experience as a former presiding member, I have a good understanding of how this neutrality thing works. It only works on paper. You throw a crater so keke, but in real terms, it doesn't. But you see, having taken this position against neutrality, let's also fact check about maybe a trim. In the ones that say political figures, and I say so advisedly, say, so most MMDA, a lot of contract are better, your blue to your award, it do maybe at the political figures cry, you only come in at the 11th hour to come and sign.
Ghana corruption.
Because offer even me fan at the municipality level, tender committee ne was no. It do make MC in Teso. And you have the planning officer, the West Committee, the engineer of the assembly, the coordinating director, they sit, the budget officer, the finance officer, omone tsena tender committee so. No mono award contract no to the person of the man. In the room maybe our politician cry one by pen signature no more for which ye. In the room maybe this whole neutrality it Sagana per se fight corruption. And yet only the politicians so.
And yes, down. It shouldn't even start there.
Down. Because you see, the pillars of this corruption, it may be a technical wing of the administration. Because, for example, Obekaya, Mamma, forward being query, honorable attachment.
Yeah.
Okay, so ban a ministry who are not assistant chief director be $5 million, $5 million Ghana cedi now, or say on Tekronwase. I remember very vividly that kind of pronouncement. That should tell you, say yana ye cast a politician say a corrupt, a corrupter. We fail to also scrutinize the foundation of the corruption.
Because minister and sign a check.
No.
Chief director and sign.
What you say?
Me a civil servant. Me pen crana. Just a metro. Even though I was a quasi, where I was a politician / civil servant, because my role required you to understand the policies of the government of the day. Se meto pen umpa. Just a metro come civil servant. And so no approve. My can't tell. Ghana politician be who bet my bokrono without a civil servant.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What are they talking about? Politician be who bet
because coordinating director at the assembly. Yeah. One of the coordinating.
He's a secretary. He keeps secrets.
Yes. He's the CEO of the assembly.
Simplicity.
The chief executive of the assembly. Assembly ni be ko ye. One more year civil servant. One more within the assembly. No. One more head. No. A coordinating director. One more ministries, agencies now, chief director, and a hero so budget allocation the Beko ministry or ministry never sign a check. Obama approval, minister behim, IBBA, but minister will not sign the check. A chief director.
And see, Mr. Speaker, the reason I'm taking this principal position is that I want it to be known, say, I know when the power will change hands. And I don't want a position to change, say, I see MPP time crowd now, so no, the end. The first time this thing should mean I should lose my common sense. Common sense, me say some of their posture is questionable. In the aid that whether I said me party wa baimu and I your position, I should maintain that consistency and common sense. So that's a chinabi me party NDC ba baimu. Not a banner a PR. So position yeah me maintain. I'll maintain the same because you see, my no say a MPP in take a certain partisan position because you see the omu no. In the next 3-4 years, the table will turn. They'll come back again. And this and now, if you rejoice too much because I can tell you, they will lose 2024. That one, the Tonto knows, clear. Because info analytics report, EIU report, everybody clearly are going into opposition. And the position we are taking in there, let it be consistent. Gathered by common sense. So that China be no and a closer for Baba sorry, MDA for Besorosi. 3 years ago, now me position me can say no, I want to be consistent. The Omoye, let's speak against it in the interest of the nation.
Yeah, friend Mr. Bampuado, Executive Secretary Dima Class, the phone no ever off. You try say you been your but we are told that they are in a crunch meeting over this same issue. Now interesting, some year Juma assemblies, ministries. Aban bia ba omo de omo te homo som enti ne yentwi omo ka.
The idea that obi mfumso a wa ye should be the justification for another mfumso is a non-starter. Assuming po say o ye crossack, one who say politicians for engaging in activities be inappropriate. That inappropriate activity must not form the foundation for another inappropriate activity. What are we doing? So obia yam from swa, you correct it until the mobile media ban say no. Aban yen civil servants no.
Yeah.
And niema ye who say AC nti famra we bra. Na yen timin cable and niema we are politicians here then. Ye na enya fair emayin. Ba won ka say politician ne yam from so binti, ma me so me maji bibi. Na me so no me ne politician ne pe. O wi an obe ka tram say politician ne corrupt. Na won ne politician wo gi bibi ne be ye pe no. Would you accept say won ne corrupt nana? Please. Enti say from so bi na wo baby a let's fix masa o my way ho. Unim de ma o my way nwunu. Enya salary o. Eye these allowances.
Yeah.
Enti ya na me wan say media for when you listen to media houses and I appointing ministers and ya na me say it speaks to the core say a lot of our people don't even understand the kind of governance my way because who appointing minister now money everyone say a car at $120,000.
Yeah.
Now we minister no at a rate of about 15,000 cedis. Oh yeah, minister no who expenses in endru even $1 million in po the whole year. Endru $1 million in po. It is a pamo minister na. Busa who says civil servants no more hon. Oh pamo mwana. No.
I want that so.
They are there. Enti na closing ministry and who close who pamo minister na. All you do is SSR workers now hono. O share omu across. But some of our media are not helping the average Ghanaian to understand. Say no, it is not nipa na ya appoint omu bebre no. But it is more so of the efficiency of a human and nipa na no. Eti for example, fisheries.
Kessben.
O share on my way mu.
Yeah.
Yeah, other countries they don't have fisheries minister. But on my way, the way a fish, a juma is so sensitive to this country, no. So we fisheries ministry. Now when you're born, if we say it is very critical to our development. Omaya ya timwa besi ne railway and timing constitute even 10% of our transportation culture. 10% crowd the same makomechi. Makoma nimbebre. Ye fa railway say and me no ye me and say it here. Ye take decision say ye too kwan. Train kra anya den emma conversation nim. So railway culture is almost non-existent. And it is not a harm sank ye benya a sector to focus on railway. But what we should demand for and say input na ye shame say who minister no. What is the expected output? And what is the value vis-a-vis input and vis-a-vis output? It is a bon who can minister $1 million a year. What is the overall output? Overall output no. Sanke kwa share transportation as here. Overall output no be $50 million. Asem count.
Yeah. But
a be share nipa ba kwase no overall output no be $80 million. So you nya $30 million more benefit. Now they are quoting a kana boy to have an additional person. No? Does it justify it or not? This is the kind of analysis I expect to say civil society organizations to tell us the numbers. Ya di nipa say na shame output nini, ya team no output nini. Na ya yes informed decision. Now where there sentimental. Hey, aban we buy wa fa nipa say hey na say that's it. Ni say no. Say edim fasudie breyen say mfanso. We must quantify and do even qualitative analysis because Mr. Speaker, nya bibia na obenya quantitative value.
Yeah.
Some you get qualitative value. That's equally important. Ebia nye sika meto mi bottom, but enye me bi be mama bra and bibi quality bibi be seson kakra. But all these blanket arguments are happening because you are creating the impression say the oya konfo no politician no. It as long as Kofi Tonto ashe kaftana okuta bag ne de oye kronfo. Wonye sika. Say yampa, say nyampa. Kofi Tonto value to that department e de na koto no. Any saying No, and you're interested. The fact say Yama Kofi Tonto V8 our team no.
Yeah.
And no kwane the problem. What is the value add? No, we are not interested. We cannot build a country like that. A man kofobi hide behind young politicians, you know. Din some money. It's media for Mesremo. Next time I will be back or say I buy way and I will take a stance with my brother. Say whether MPP or NDC, me have taken a decision. BB to say yes, I buying V8 near the day and a president a convoy nipa cars 15 this money. I've taken a decision. Say and never be how it comes with the democracy now. You choose no. And to say me a China NDC ba abemwa. You want near maybe I won't talk about it. For example, say appointment. I buy now appointee 15 ministers or 20 ministers. I want to see the value. It's munya research in my end. Now next time will be back can appointee say mumma nipa ne my empirical value. Say ye nipa we free mo assign na Ghana ye be lusu. Ye we kan assign ye be gaini. Na enyai sa sentimental ne sa nema emfa nkosi bebia. It comes down to the same thing I mean so about.
Just to answer the next topic, pick one. One of the brilliant government appointees we make here, I was so happy. The current director of research at the presidency, Dr. Usu Mensah. In fact, I admire him so much from a distance. I think Semisumi threw the same challenge to Dr. Usu Mensah. Said, after having assumed his position at the presidency, as we speak today, in the sub-Saharan Africa, Ghana has the highest and the most balloon staff at the presidency over the whole sub-Saharan Africa in terms of the size of the economy relative to staff at presidency. I want him at the head of research, to do a very quantitative and qualitative research to let us, because every economy, your economic growth is equivalent to productivity plus size of the labor size. Into the presidency, I'm not bothered about how many people you have recruited to the presidency, but what has been the quantitative and the qualitative value in terms of the economic growth. And for example, the Office of Chief of Staff for saying what has been the value, the result. And once we have the research at the presidency, I'm throwing a telling to him, let him do that research so that so Chinabi me betna hana me criticize say other na oko Nigeria, oko South Africa, Botswana and other part of Africa, there is the size of their economy relative to that and oko presidency all put together. That is the size of the labor side. But over Ghana, your population grow 35 million. Your GDP
30.8.
Exactly, you 35 million crowd. But in effect, over sub-Saharan Africa, we have the highest staff at the presidency. Could it be, say, they are producing more value to the economy than me and you? We don't know. The only way we can know and critique is through scientific research and data. So that me betnaha Office of Presidency, the Chief of Protocol in the office, international department, I had department staff saying newoho abra mu take over and not saying na niamatie. But say yentimi anya that research now, it will be quite an emotional analysis. And two bones Obeka say, and that mails a time no more 400, JBM no more 700.
Without any basis.
Without any basis.
And I agree with you, Minia. I agree with you. And I think it's a good challenge for the government.
But if you miss away, Adiaba Kwame, President Kufuor Adobaya, I didn't talk much about it. Was the idea of division of labor.
Yeah.
And just as you said, a Ministry of Transport. Yeah. Focus it, because when the focus is there, the assumption is that it gives a better yield or result. Yeah. And yenye aviation, yen concentrating on how we can get our airline back as a country. Yenye railway, how we can get our railway sector working. Because mind you, it was last time nobody made in Komo. And no catch him said the Ghana Railway Authority workers are not coming here and still abide as with your
yes.
That's yes. Abide as with your for now. 1 year Juma within the railway sector now say train no any hobby to operate no. Abide as with your moka ye
yes. Because I'm
running so they are on government payroll. So it means that the earlier we revamp the sector for the people to be active and work, the better for us. And yes, as you can hear, and only one. So the idea of division of labor was fantastic. But on a second thought, Aban so president created the Ministry of Monitoring and Evaluation under the office of the president. My question is that some ministry no eduma be pa no so aye de aboaye.
Entino, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, in giving the research.
Yes,
referring to the research.
And I agree.
And
I agree. You see, Aban set policies, sir. You may look at an issue from one angle at a particular time. But then obako wanimu no one will say okay, sadie we kra no ye ni say anka beboa. Yeah. There is nothing wrong with it. It is Aban feel say ebia monitoring and evaluation no. First nke centralizing no. Say yen decentralizing no na ministry be enya on one monitoring and evaluation. Yeah. That's also fine. But the core of the argument ni say emayan lampu argument ni nyina say eye number way and ebeye papa na number way and ebeye bone. Ti say de okan no. How many people even knew say railway workers at the Sujisika? But obibu afu say yati railway ministry. But when him say nkofo te ho a, omo Jisika.
Womo ande train take it. Womo wo train station a aban na fa womo no BOT. As I speak to you this morning, aban da sutua womo on government pay.
But unim say ena ye di railway ministry buy. E bia enya ndru ba bia ye say ndru. But wo de yenye one analysis bacho me de shemonsa. Munsha baby, and let's not politicize this. Munsha baby, the last time I railway ministry be see value I okay. Any aban we buy or the railway buy no value I focus on the ministry. No, no, say Mpakadan, Tematu Mpakadan, about 97 kilometers. They are almost done. It's part of the Tematu Burkina Kwano. They are at least almost 100 kilometers there. They are almost done. Now, is it everything we need? No. But Yanya Bibi, yes. Me na me name say railway near, but next time, make me the all the effort.
We will have that discussion because Migusu may yet tour.
Yes.
On this sector, especially the railway sector. Yes. Even on Monday, na me wo Doyimu. Okay. And in Pakadandia, okay. Around Doyimu, you see the long stretch of construction at Air Coast. Yes. Up to your friend is the Adome Bridge. Yes. Now the train bridge are more constructed on the Adome in Siona and Kasa. Yeah. Okay, for the train to have a different bridge, I would also be there. We are monitoring all those. Says back when we are back, we was Spintex Palace Runabout. Area more, yes. And run, I mean, who say I'm not. I can be corrected. Palace Hono. There's a crime be a free East Legon be bomu or Ajengano. As the other call Trasako. Yeah, which may far a side. And run, I mean, who say no must see beams be or and run, who say more day overhead night. Atoso. And the motorway. Yeah. And I think I want to believe it's part of. I'm not so sure. But I don't know. Do you know? No, I don't know at the flower pot. Flower pot. Okay. But I was a palace more no. Omo ye train. Yes. Omo ye bi. Was that pillars in from the NDC time? Yes. John Mahama time. And so they wanted to do a flyover. Over the motorway itself, which is a train flyover. Yes, yes. So that any coin in our road so that it can take you straight to East Legon. Yes, without you having go through. Yes. Accra Mall. Now when some me see what. Yes. And now me drew homo de we na. Homo de guso. Yes, but previously, what we heard was that almost said, baby, I know more pillars on the runabout. You know, we were told that there is a building at one chain where Bank of Ghana is save sika or more reserves near the Bibrinano. So for security reasons, you know, if there is a flyover, it's not good along that stretch through the motorway to East Legona, it wasn't going to help. It breaches the security and the Bank of Ghana Emma project because of their intervention near the hotel. But we were then again told by the Ministry of Roads, say as part of the new development of the motorway, you know, they were going to ensure that project will be continued. And he said, I start here, then I believe, that is what. Yes.
The speaker who said, "Na Tonto, give you credence. Say, yemfa Ghana from Abra, develop a railway, Kate, and yemfa from after sa Bansha says a creative ministry. No, let me tell you, Obibia when you kwanya to kwanya, especially UK, US, no, the railway system, the train system helps. Let me tell you. Any country biana or railway improve no the longevity in your road network and anymore. Yes. It's true. Because for example, in terms of movement of goods and services.
Yeah, the tonnage,
The tonnage, greater chunk would then be moved to the railway.
Yes.
And the number of tons, heavyweight and non-kwan, it puts burden on the road.
A very good example, from Takwa to Takrady.
Right. And now you can say, even having known anything, and now my conto kakaya to my who said, the amount edru maybe a UK, US, any those advanced countries, no matter quite check. And also just a contractors be more bad, we be more bad. But that notwithstanding, so far quite be UK and US in relative to Ghana and Africa now.
And they said a
better now. So railway system no a year juma. Reduce the weight on your road network and some will be shifted to the railway. And without any calculation, no, I can say on authority say, "Sa baby at me develop railway system. A bema ukwanya check." And the
reduce traffic.
Exactly, reduce traffic. And there are certain train and railway are faster than road. Oko UK in the US, there are certain states are use 1 hour and 30 minutes at the by train. But ABS and Kao far land by Bassa, it may take you 4 hours. So clearly, the meme there, I did be a bad woman, let us do it. Say, Nana Drunk of His Excellency, would you put railway no qua or coach be at an fanco? No, mum, there was ye no say, I didn't know ye say, how be woman, we critique it.
And that's fine.
That is one thing we should not lose sight of.
And that's fine thing I may say, civil society organizations, yen challenge you almost say it's not enough. Give us the value add.
Yeah.
To say the outcome.
It's because of the understanding we have to the issue.
I'm very secret be a money. My culture that send me take you overview.
Yeah.
You creative Ministry of Railways. Me person me who ejuma wo mo aye. Enti from Awaso in Sehuyo so or mo budget ni nyina from 2017 up to now. I'm putting all the Ministry of Railways budget together to know say a buying buy and another buy and what my ministry no this amount investment say na aba say juma ni egusu the research will be done soon. Now the one thing secret I'm identifying is there are certain people I want me paying for my they don't want railways to see the light
of course it's true.
The reason is that esikafo na ewo kromano. Some are politicians, some are businessmen, some are individuals are more trailers. What would you trailers no a chikoko haulage from in crossing the back port won't cry say. Now their belief is that Yamakoyama railways no esha see ye juma. Ye cars in to me nkono akotwe ade ne de ayede. E de aba. Bi oti wutie ni. Enti haulage na ese so mo kofa koko no. Se ye di koko ni nyina abema train. One nisi come back to train. Okay, Magan is now one more renting, one more trust. I can see any dema mining companies, no more transporting the bank crime, any Takra the port, no. Say net railway say yeah, Juma, not train no, and na air fast load in na anwa. Say sika for ne what trucks and what trailers now. What would Jessica free mono? Alaji for ne crocus says canino. Their business will come to a halt. For that matter, and what would yes can be. And inside the Ayamadi no, and no phone of
when him say, Mr. Speaker,
yes,
that's actually that shouldn't even be the fear. Into what should have happened, sir, Nipakuno.
Yeah.
By now you form a consortium, get a bank, and design a derivative so that train ebano, as you have investment in trucks, immediately you take stake in the train system. It happens across the globe. You can go and build your syndicate, from whatever, and go into the train immediately. Mona more capital, no. Timoni abai tana say okay, abai mo ye mukra wonim. Ye beboa. E ba percentage say no train no. Ye ne ebe ye ho adwuma. It happens.
Odim say Ghana for pe ye ncheni me nko a me de.
You see,
enti na most companies in adwuma.
Mr. Speaker, let me tell you one thing. 0%, 100% of zero is zero. 100% of zero
is zero.
1% of 1% is a figure. Let me repeat. 100% of zero is zero. But 1% of 100 is a percentage. The argument in so-called advanced countries, they believe in collaboration, cooperation. because here obi betimi own a big company nipa baako na the profit in 1 million Ghana cedi a year obi betimi own 5% shares in a certain company na the profit in the dividend in the year no
ebro ne de
so what we haven't lived to appreciate a collaboration so ko UK the Piccadilly line, the NatWest line, all the train lines na uhunu. People are shareholders. Otibabi na wahunu say aban person run a sophisticated railway system. Aban no here investors. Enti se me wo trailers and na I should think into the future and try to divert. And every business
into the train sector.
Every business is that you grow horizontally or vertically. Whatever option you choose, no, determine your forward march. Until you are right to say, who read the book with the conspiracy of the rich? Try get it and read. It will tell you how the super rich people create the mess, and having created the mess, they profit from the mess. And to one who said the conspirator of the rich Betcher will say the rich people will see more problems in the country every day. Because the more the problem persists, the more relevant they become. And now you can say, no, Saban to me, railway system, train system, they improve. I don't know, maybe file track at a point at trade between them and So clearly, these people are also political sponsors. And don't forget to say CDDA research prior to 2020 election, and they said to be able to win election as a presidential candidate, you need no less than 100 million new Ghana cedi. Let us admit it. Nanado as a person cannot raise 100 million on his own. It will mean
$100 million cedis.
$100 million. $100 million. That is
MPS
$600,000. So it means as Nanado as an individual, he cannot cough out that money. Ofa John Dramani Mahama as a person won't mean cough out that money. Until it will require certain people with certain interest to sponsor you. And this me allergy, me were northern region, me were western region, and a mama of $10 million. Whatever it is into your campaign now we are. I put my terms on the table for you. So clearly, no, say a percent ways to improve we need to look at political party financing. Exactly. There are people with quality and metal. They have the competence, but the pocket is shallow. And because the pocket is dry, the competency in them is irrelevant. For me to say Obama, imagine Obama in Ghana. How he have become president. But you see, because said the state-sponsored political parties in US, he got a certain support from the state. Until now, you can say, or research no secret out there to Ghana. It's not fast-fetched. Everybody knows it because politicians now anymore. You share the nisikasa. You might have they have the money. And don't forget that the first politician is the businessman. The first politician is the businessman. So bit said despite Kessben Ukraine sika wabie ni nyuma o person a politician wama platform wama ska we ni abawie we a transport minister, he will tell you what to do. And moving forward ne say person man we ni amasesa we have to start looking at political party financing. And tisanya hwe na bia research need to say you need $100 million. Now say state ni bet mama $50 million as a major political party. It reduces the burden of some hidden people to control the presidency. And now make us say there are so many incompetent people in government, and then another pen on to hold. People sponsor Nanado, and those people bring those people. There are many appointees. Nanado doesn't even know them because me sponsor me for Ashanti region, about regional minister. I want to take it. So there are many people who occupy a key sensitive position. Nanado benya nkomu ni ho. But you bet me correct this kind of imbalance. Let's begin to look at political party funds. So competent people are genuinely green man hono. Anya sa minuya obey your research about to be consonant.
My main come back concentrate on different research in this. So even in the your friend say in the ports, okay, Tema ports, yes. You maybe was shipping lines in the home. So shipping line at the near free China ports. Ebe drew Tema porter. Per our laws, okay? Domestically, ebia we transporting near every Tema ports, ebia Accra ports. That zone, no area ketuano is reserved for Ghanaians.
Okay, so within Ghana,
yes, domestic shipping.
Yeah.
Okay, ebia from Tema port to Takrade port. Yemfa goods no every Tema port. Yemfa nkoma Takrade for. SSC yenya little ships and as ships in Ketua. One more bed carry cargo ships one more bed carry sania man. Because a Ghanaian businessman and you're united. na wo muntimi form a consortium entimin to sa ship nketu anything no the foreign shipping lines wo mo asanso agisa adwuma na ana wo mo ye
so local content is not there.
Oh, wo mo ye wienso muntu ahwema ban.
Can you imagine?
And the amount I wo mo pese wo mo charge no ana wo mo charge the worst of it in the cry you say Bank of Ghana monetary policy rate wo mo di ye adwuma no in terms of dollar terms they charge beyond that the wo mo pay as shipping lines no ana wo mo ye. And that is a problem we have as a country.
And you see, Minia, you can't say, or mine more and never boy. A starty free baby.
Oh, yes.
And say, problem ya okay. If say, Sanet, TSS, anima we coswa. And never boy, no, a starty getting kitty from more. Now be a petrol, becca home. Now we are becca home. Now we are becca home. I didn't even do a drama. So now a cabia and any quans and Quebec cancer at the ending in our home. Now, Babeka. Because sometimes who took up or not, you're listening and what is going on? We actually have not lying by 100. Be how I tell myself.
I heard the overhead time.
Hey!
Container cleaning service fee.
Shasa me my ship on my car, the Amabi. Nanipa me de me car ma say ship no e be dru Ghana o se me san ko twa nipa foforo car no ko bie container ne so. Hey! Asembeni
Babajo.
Na no nso kwabra ne wo ho a ono ne agent a ono na be gisika de akobie container no so. Wa bie container no so. Baby o de remember me tua duty o. Duty na me tua ma baby kra o de me o de ma me de car na si no. O se sa baby na me de car.
Mr. Speaker, there's something quicker managing who Russia for. On say Russia believes in building the oligarchs. Okay, it's a term.
Yeah, of course.
And they are very purposeful and intentional. And Oba you crow way more. They built them, they were intentional. And you see, this man, Vladimir, you might not like him, I have reservation about him.
Yeah.
But why not just say, or building a crow? Crow women, we have to do what we call unlocking the state purchasing power. Might be a person who you know. The first thing you do is an arrangement for your state purchasing power. Into your banner, Sanoa, you were Kessben, you were Despite, you were GN Bank, you were all the big guys. Have a purposeful agenda so for the next 10 to 20 years, you know, though they might not belong to my political party, but in the interest of the nation, let us build them. Imagine, say, Ibrahim Mahama. He started getting his fortune under the MPP government. And anywhere I go, I say this. Former President Kofo virtually built him up. Oh, checking the history here, go down. In as much as I started on one business, you know, Kofo took a certain interest in Ibrahim Mahama. And now I can say, you know, why or building one of the biggest cement manufacturing plants in West Africa, in Ghana here, Jata Cement. And they clearly, you know, as getting government must not come to power and become vindictive. Because you see, and the white people understand this principle. And to him say, Vladimir himself will own Penasem. But we a businessman, I mean builder. There could be a day people can have change of mind. But yeah, you ha Africa hana Ghana higher one. Akwa says minya certain sentiment in emotion say unye pro people pro this year. Let us kill your business. And if we begin to have that continuous mentality, what it does is say it will derail the economic development. And to bon say obeba policy kama or manifesto, but behind those beautiful manifesto is a vengeance and vindictive agenda. Other than that, I mean, who the NCA was in the GN Bank? Oh, no. Kofi Amwabin, they could have their own issues as to how they manage their companies. But you see, to destroy is easier than to build. To destroy, it is very easier than to build. And on this last point, you know, my suggestion, I mean, they throw out and they say, Abain Bia na ubeba after this government, you know, don't be vindictive. Mimi who no say nipa nye perfect. And utina sa okwa abuchira. Bisa on say dey na Mastercard Foundation buy. Obi a no run adwuma bi no eboka. And what the government sought to do at that time, no say, instead of also mutual liability no mugu company, no, they made him found the foundation and they promote scholarship for education and other purposes. I didn't know GM Bank, UT Bank, Heritage, Sovereign Bank. So my committee, what do you do as a state? You don't run them down. And now you can say, no, so we catch the indigenous Ghanaian bias on Concord build the banker. The immediate subconscious mentality will be say, me build the banker, ben bisubo beguno. In as much as they could have their own flaws, let us always protect what is ours. And now call Russia. The oligarchs are powerful because a certain government had a certain mentality. You can choose not to let GN Bank, Heritage Bank, UT Bank, but in the interest of the nation. You're building money to the census or Chinabi. You can't say you put later content. It should not be just on paper. But they must have the capital base to take advantage of every opportunity. Okay. Other than that, you better say the debatika any
Mami try me home brand na yentu ankomodi so
na Mr. Speaker we try home me busa question bi.
Go me research bi am here Forbes magazine one more list bi am release here about 10 world most your friend is richest billionaires. Nigeria for nko e wo miensa.
Nigeria for was spirit be I think
I was shocked.
I think say ni.
Nigeria for
as much as Nigeria for be more problems nyina. So who say uye bibia.
They support.
Masa. The kind of support Nigerians will give no. Hwe Dangote wo hui. Ene ba akone de saying ada bibi. Masa oko kansa ankofo we mu the Nigeria for the be no ademu gas. The omo de be no wa be nu hu say oba wiase. They may not come from the same tribe. They may not like each other. But say we the omo de be no obe surprise o. So enti media me hu ni say but na me pese me can be. Do you think say America omo develop with democracy?
That's another question.
I don't believe.
Who is America the democracy develop? Go and check.
The indiscipline there no cry higher than
yes. Go and
but
check.
Systems in the year, so you come misbehave.
Yes. Now, two, apart from say America, for the true form of democracy, it is a fact. America didn't build on democracy. America was built on slavery. That couldn't have been democracy.
After World War II.
So for a country like Ghana to think, see a bit mere develop
through democracy
with perfect democracy, no,
it's a joke.
We are joking. Go and check, Bibi. Me more another research. Check the chabos of South Korea, Samsung, LG, check the beginning of it. It started with nepotism. It was a business set out to engage in full-blown nepotism in 1972 when the Koreans decided, say, you know what, we are moving from agrarian economy to an industrialized economy. The president took Abanisika and what the man kofobi said, what we will term as family and friends. Yes, a sikafobi to say, Omuma you manimo more compete or the mamu. And was Sakobo Bessia, America for Sika, it's a documented idea at that fact. And that's how I net Samsung Ekutao, LG Ekutao, appliances Ekutao Ninano was done, was built on the back of nepotistic policies. Go to Japan. There was a time they set out a bibi media, civil service or society munina obian shut up. After World War II, they took a nationalistic approach, said this is the policy. I de chichiro minor. Opposition, whatever, ye firm stance in it. Everybody shut up. Let's build the country. So ye Musa who say, is democracy as we see it now?
Can it propel us?
Can it really propel us to the level where ye person just oppose with countries are? Or decide say we are not going to live our lives pleasing
anybody.
But we are going to say who will be papa bia ye be fair free. That's what the Chinese are doing. They will engage in espionage, research, but they will develop China as they deem what fit. We are so interested in Bruni Bekase. Ye number one and ye and
Asama what can be quite interesting. Because you do anything we are saying countries here, yes, we are strong in their presidents have been there.
Yes.
For over 10 to 15 years.
Yes.
Look at Vladimir Putin.
No, you see,
look at somebody in China.
Mr. Speaker, on say quick one to Tonto. On say na me ka say in fact, the way I buy we fast to collapse banks and some companies, I was totally not in support. Yes, say obeja na ngu onan so a
ya papa
yentwa. Imagine the economic impact of Senkayama Kwama JM Bank, Kofi Amwabin stay impact be make. He was making the point of say South Korea near there. They developed based on nepotistic agenda. It was nepotism, clearly. But you kuro we mu ha na kwa say you hu say uni baby amigina, let's collapse you. And I keep telling people, say you see,
because the selfish interest.
Today, no, ubetimi akata weni akolapse GN Bank, UT Bank, Royal Bank, but to come back to haunt you. And now you can say, social EU report, Global Info Analytics near there. World Bank Group had another report about just this month, and almost taking 4 countries, Ghana, Ethiopia, Malawi, and another country, and the most disappointing performing countries, near Ghana and Malawi. It has a historical underpinning because over the confidence in your financial sector and it affects every sector of the economy. GN Bank,
now the foreign banks are the one controlling.
They are taking the money away called capital flight. Until now, you can say South Korea, North Korea, any Malaysia, Mauritius, if they went through a certain way, we must not be guided by vindictiveness. And now you can say, "Pakwasin to my Oyekara." So what can it mean on
however?
He's around. But you see, I don't want it to be saying support to the enye. Parkwasindun could have done certain things against the code of conduct of board of directorship. Let us find a very civil way to sanction him. But to go to the sense saying clampo Niama down, no, the white people will not do that. And don't forget to say, who created all this mess we are? You rely on the white people to clean the mess. Meanwhile, the white people will not do what you did. Sankakwasi Bruni and a UT Bank, GN Bank, Royal Bank, that committee. The umpire say, okay, let us place a sanction on them. And the company, no, yeah, banning war Parkwasindum say for the next 10 years, no, you cannot hold any key position in this company. But a ban will take it over GN group of company, government to have majority shares. Opa the Chinese companies are Ghana. All the time, PLC is added to it. Public limited company. What it means is that the state had the larger share. And to bounce only private people need deal. But baby, omunyo musika free ya buying. And think the name Shishano say GN Bank, my nguno. A buying take it over. Keyboard of directors or my committee flout to law, no. Deal with them. Personally. Say jail some of them. Say sanction a place a caveat on them. Say for the next 15 years,
you can't come
to the financial sector. But now you can say no. Yet the time vindictiveness. Obina ye research say ye no. I'm the foundation of this economy is grounded. In fact, I'm a certified member of ACC about economics. And so I want to analyze the economic scope of Ghana. Adia are 30 and the government-led approach of the economy and the cleanup of the banking sector. Raw material and quantity produce. We are the economy Mauska. The Tosumi say indigenous bankers and cannot Ghana for no they come on watum. And in Kobia, Yamfa GN Bank, Okwe Kurabia said they were there. And then Sir Kurasini not in a Kurasi and conference Kama GCB Bank, no, Parkwasindum no bank account. When these things are gone, no, it has a riffling consequential impact on the economy. Mempai Bono said, I know the NDC will come to power, but the NDC should not be vindictive like the way this government did. It will be 2 steps forward, 1 step back. We will remain at where we were. And you see, to be able to get the last of UT Bank of Yamwabin again, it will take Ghana about 50 years. I'm not saying we cannot have, but I heard the passion, the drive, and the Kranwa. Clearly, we made a big mistake on that score.
Okay. All right, BOT. Govi, Mami, try me home there. Na yentu us.
Because nationalistic discussion. Because
me follow from purely entrepreneurship point of view.
No, I agree.
Sure,
I agree with Senate Goldman Sachs.
Yeah,
money are there more from so on. Abani take certain decisions. They were too big to fail. They called it. But circumstances, no. there are a lot of nuances I see.
Okay.
So what I say, because say just quickly, say me bank. Na bank no. Me ma ebe bob business or bank ni. To the extent say debt ratio no is almost 80%. In the bank no sika $100. Me ama ma me yire ne me ma be bob business to $80.
Aka $20.
Aka $20.
Obi be yini sika wonya.
So you see the difference here is that Goldman Sachs mono the derivatives of at this time from so it's not comparable. Because when you say we save bank now, the assets belong to these individuals. Doesn't belong to anybody. Because we far deposit anisika and what they are man in a smart way. Legally, the money belongs to him.
That is where I come in. And to the point, and I say, well, the point, and I say, take one, 1 minute. And Kofi having known this, and the records having shown, punish those people.
Oh, but sir,
why do you visit the sins of a father on an innocent son? That is what the government did. And at any moment, and from the business field,
it's not the case.
I will not on any day support the decision the government took. Because you see, it has embarrassed the financial sector. It has reduced confidence. And in fact, Obi so Obias and the Ghana Ninko be a banger. Nipa 10 Wusika. Now they will not do it.
Your Ghana banks are not any Ghana banks.
I'm not saying we don't have, but the confidence to go in that sector
it's not there. We have said about increasing capital ratio to set up Ghana banks.
Yeah.
I mean to set up a bank in Ghana. Who's a Ghana bank be failing? Or more, clean up a bank increase.
If you want to go that time, then let me tell you. Oko NIB and I'll mention names here. Banks are buying clampy or more down. No. Banks are buying clampy or more down. NIB was doing worse compared to UT Bank and the other banks. Where's NIB still existing?
NIB was suffering.
Even today still suffering. And now they are giving sack letters to people. NIB. You can quote me anyway. Why didn't they clamp them down?
Example of Goldman Sachs.
So deal with the wrongdoers. Deal with the wrongdoers in UT Bank.
All right.
And let the bank exist.
Stay with us. Now you try conversation now there. My try when I you my boy for graduate bra. You come back. You better us 9 minutes after 11. This is Kessben Kanawu Jumedia no SNE. Stay with us. Your boss is here.
Yo, Mr. Speaker. Yes, the government, I'm saying that's the MC for the area.
Yes.
Wakasa. Or see, and I like the way I listen questions. Or see, Yenshwe by close of the year, no, now in same way, chino, they would have solved to pave way. Ayampa. I say, Nyoka, I think it's true. Say, Trefe near G, no, they say, you know, and ye, infama la in pain for no. Any him for no. And it's true. Say, Odimika, na say.
And only one problem because you see the point is that Kwame Nkrumah Nyansemono Wajin says ye movie national capital na ba the last time I make Kasafa same way me can no be Jimanu Esiboni but assembly na na common sense say simple say at the time of Gold Coast national capital no ewo Cape Coast no ye yi die bank cry no yamfa asase en free Cape Coast anye den bank cry the custodians of the land and your politicians and your institutions and your nanoma trankonya one more descendants abetina ha chechiri achechiri krono amma krono ababedum pempenso etise they are the real owners of the lands and it say aban take charge of the land na money omo akwa agreement 50 years no muntua royalty say ma wo even to the extent say politicians need be for government lands no more tongue. That is why I still now me what problem with lands commission because one money right as one ton sase e will come to the extent say we are citizen now we pass asiata yes call lands commission na koye search e wo ho. What does land commission know about the traditional ownership of lands and land administration? It is better say lands commission no any the traditional stool lands administrations no ebetnase no more din komo eno no ba ne sa aloti ankasa land gas nsema ye hu nyina anka betwa because ohene no any abusuan panyin ne abusuafo ne nim sa asase we dia ye ne aton dia ma asomesi eti abaya jensase ni bebre compensation no wo muntua royalties wo muntua Okay, and then politicians, they turn themselves back to sell those lands.
Yeah.
In an unlawful manner.
Yeah. Into ampa and line paying for it. I so when we say okay, untuya misika no, but when you sika, you are come to do redevelopment. Into misika. But we say near so MC is right. Buying shit now on that's not the only issue. It does. But near main tier say when you now ho I think so sika will be new project in so and you're ready. But you went ahead to break the old buildings. And I think so and net to fair no that anchor. It really boy and then nothing is happening over there. She ain't so
sika be free home.
Wow, hey, so why did you take your time and sort out all these issues? What you say? If you have done that, Anka, I believe say government will be earning something. Yeah, can say, Saban see, levy there are a lot of things that bank can do to get money back. Wow, when you know your physical, your toe boots, you see no more tools. SEO, and also we are losing, according to sources, about 250,000 cedis a day. What you say? So I don't understand some of this. You see, Omoni say I for they are complaining. And Omoni say who started say who the block to from pay omeba. But you went ahead to break up all structures. Usi can so adobeye when so any ready. I for Usi can so untia. So why all these things? Until they say abain, they should be steadfast in their policies. No. Omuntrasi no mo bo adwuma ye but
I tell you that mama kwa homa no so na me neme wo fa nkodi nkomo emra na wo fa adaka bre mamudu ozioma frempon wono ya general manager edema VIP na me ne nkomo o fa ba che
Mr. Speaker me joso
na ebombo ko de official fanso
o ba de ada roma ye tiase na ye manya so ho apinja pa penko betue
Medase say adope waje yes na wo fa ba yantiase transport union si adope ye didi nkomo ni bia de akosia ni se petrol no said entumo no esi kono over 34% percentage point increment na timi aba from last year June July besi na muntimin to asentiade mu drivers ni bia ka say wo mo de wo ntwa ban energy GLTCC bim wo mo hwe se wo mo ankasa de ebo no betumu because wo mo bre VIP so motibia mu ne mo bobre mu tesen
da aye wotiefo nya so ase ma o mache VIP fleet manager no ewo enhyeya odiso a wode na dwuma na VIP so etimi hunu sampa no kwani fuel prices no ekosoro typically for the past 2 weeks Shaya, Ubakan say, O free Kumasi, Eko Tamale, now we're free Tamale Bankrai, now we're free and cry so Aku Kumasi, as I kosher cycle, Nasi. Now Umano, a diesel allowance of 3,500 cities, and within that period of 2 weeks now, diesel allowance, no, Ako, 3,900, to the 400 cities, and Ababeka home. Now, Abanasi, Ayana. Directors of the companies, company VIP, more options are more consider. They at present, more any decided on any of the options available to them. And the say, na and Tuntumono, Eba shows are no baby, I would the age na and now what to me as Sijanae. The Akobans, the Bantana, Yen Accra, now be because on a period of say 40 days, maybe I would share. Bia which him was saying the BCSC now among options are on board. See, I say, yeah, the edge of VIP as you know, director for no, the better table so. Nayama warm, a yet the SSA almost now almost shimwa, no more decision, now yet the appointment, a year VIP. The answer is say VIP and a Jumakua, almost to a year Sentia Demo and 10, sir. The Basana also almost share a normal be and sana. Or more atutum, and the almost see see it to face him. Name there are options are available or move it to me at the idea without necessarily craft or to face him.
Okay. Explanation there, it means so you are hard hit by the persistent increase in terms of food or no born. And we are told nso say either ene ana say Nyame Adoma Joada Transport Minister and the Ghana Road Transport Coordinating Council ebeshia aye enhyehyeye. We are told to buy proposal dey ba no as I say 10%. Mpacho mate ho nkomodi ana.
Oh, so the big kaka no. VIP no as a fleet manager. So Kubna do asunto for moi.
Anope yeba ababedi enkomo NDC minority leader plus Uramahama Yariga plus the Honorable Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa seeking injunction on the implementation of e-levy on the 1st of May. Yebedi hu enkomo sisia na Global Info Analytics ediaba NDC for the womb, NPP for the womb. The interesting part in this and they according to their research say yekoto abe na Ura Alan John Kojo Martin will emerge as the new flag bearer, Franka Tuni Edema, the new patriotic party. Wamu make comparisons now to the stand says, Bani said, from February, March, April, womi Ghana, ye kwa about also about Umiao, Alan Martin, what the neighbor against John Mahama, ebetimi eweni. EIU, the Economic Intelligence Unit, Ekaye, say it is possible the NDC can win 2024. But not with John Mahama. With a fresh candidate, the NDC can win. Global Info Analytics was said there be even with John Mahama, the NDC can still win. The dynamics, a change and the interesting thing and similarity in this both two researchers in a predictive victory for the NDC. What is going wrong with the new patriotic party? Wamufa report is serious to amend and then resolve some of the petty challenges wamu enya in this regime wana so that ebe propel you forward. Mamemra na menshasiye ewo kofi so mamema ne 10 minutes na mintie kofi miwia na mababioti so govi mamintio yemfa research no enshasiye yewi beba e-levy no any injunction no eso
unya medase MPP as a political party and as a government no ade ba kwa yaye amana so Ghana for any say ye bibi Kessben fa ho any problem. We may fiercely contest your ideas, but we are always open to suggestions and criticism. Unfortunately, I need be more interpreted the fierce contest of ideas and it to mean say we are intolerant, but the decision I have taken say democracy in there.
Ch microphone bear with him kakra.
Decision no there. Enya sanity. Enti say EIU aye research. Global Info Analytics aye researcher. Say I know omunya adwin, say I know omuya adwin. The di kind say as a party, as a government. Yeji omadwin chire no ye general fell so let me put it that way. Doesn't necessarily mean we agree, but ye general fell so in that ye be share and near ma a course I reporting him. Well, report be our baby and our research be our baby. There's a methodology.
Yeah.
It's can say share Global Info Analytics and making kind in umbreno. Or say survey no more between the 17th of April and 18th April. So we share timeline now which is just about 2 weeks ago or so. And now margin of error and ade. And then on my sample size.
Yeah.
And our sample size about 5,200 and something, 52 thereabouts. And so on my breakdown of that sample size by religion, by ethnicity, and then by political affiliation. Osha na majority near opponents, about 41-42%, combined with NDC and other smaller parties. Now omunyina opponents, about 41-42%. MPP was about 34 or so. Now MPP NDC at 37. So what the other ones in the now CPP at 2.4 and the other ones and MPP at 34 thereabouts. And a floating voters say about 10%. If I recall the data no well. So on my side breakdown in and then over and obusa or catch questions are obusaye. Say, well, how do you see the current economy? What is your approval of the current governance? To abana of views in you're saying, or juxtapose here with Yinra Alanche Martin, we no be juxtapose here with Yinra Dr. Baumia. We empono or share party no, say fa MPP MPP to saying one a bet me I win it within MPP fa NDC one a bet me I win it obviously President John Mahama and the lead here the next person crowd was Yinra Kwamnado for at about 15% thereabout and yes and then Obusa some questions. But Mimi report, I mean, unless there is another report. Questions now, Obusa. For example, was it who is going to be Ghanaians feel so be a better manager of the economy? Man, who the precise questions are Obusa respondents. What was the precise question? Me data report, I mean, who say Obi wo sad na oma me who. We no busa say who can solve the unemployment issue. And also how the question was asked, in what context the question was asked in. These are all important factors when you are doing research. Because say you will be a leading question. What's way? Me busa say e chira betwitwi o say.
Ani.
So I can.
So you seek to give the reason.
I seek to give you an impression of where I want you to go, so I can lead you indirectly to. So what I say on my breakdown of
that is who skew towards a particular agenda.
On my breakdown of gender, on my one particular thing I'm who and say. I think it was Yinra Lancha Martini, Yinra Muhammad, a moment a gender panel. You see, say Yinra Lancha Martin was leading. So it was an interesting idea. So the question is, say Ubusa will be say, who is a better manager of unemployment issue? A Nipana Ubusa no question. Ubusa say unemployment issue. Of in what capacity? Because, for example, President Mahama supervised over one of the highest unemployment, unemployment graduates. And see, President Mahama, akun unemployment and tokwano ana ekono wayene wakonda. So, are you asking the party say, Usha President Akufo-Addo unemployment fight, and now they compare? President Mahama fight now. Why na better now? You get my point? Because who busa our question now? And pono, what time frame are you using? Before COVID, during COVID, or post COVID? These are all important information. Unfortunately, report no MSC. Per the mimi huyen.
But if he says any can per the methodologies are you no the kind of questions, it can be close-ended questions. The person may not necessarily say obeying qua rationale to seek reasoning to a woman that responds. It be open-ended. For instance, some of the questions I'm seeing, I'll say highlight of the tracking poll as submitted below. Do you approve or disapprove the performance of the president? This is a question I will be, sir. The second point, Oba BMA, will be, sir, said, do you think the country is heading in the right direction or wrong direction? Now, just as you said, no, it can be purposefully targeted at a particular agenda. And but the question is that, how do you seek?
Oka Chermi said, do you think the country is headed in the wrong direction?
Or better direction?
Time I will be a question, no matters. You asked me the question at a time now April 7th, April 18th.
Obia believes the challenges.
Obia Jitum said there are challenges are petrol air nose dive. I mean, see the new air nose dive, petrol air increase. It is a Ubusame say, meanwhile, me kotomoko, and I turn 2 CDs and then me turn 3 CDs. At that material moment, Ubusame make actually say. Omaino is headed in the wrong direction. Because I'm a minimum na me yeden me de kasa. It is a me MPP nimpa at that material moment. No. Not that I don't think Abia President Akufo-Addo can handle the issue. You ask me if the country is in the wrong direction. Don't forget, ye to abanansi. And a Ghana for approve ye disapprove President Akufo-Addo ejuma we. And overwhelmingly, 517,000 people more and a Tuma President Akufo-Addo. Now, 2 years down the line, President Akufo-Addo winning yena. In fact, all core election in and I will be sheer disaster. And President Akufo-Addo winning a banana. We were, in fact, the first lockdown. What month was it? March, close to end of March. So for the first 2 years, President Akufo-Addo edi or minus on, he was managing a disaster or a pandemic. So Ubusane say, who approve President Akufo-Addo management of the economy? President Akufo-Addo now answer the country say, decision I me taking in say me taking decision about Ghana for mobile.
Okay.
And for now, no. The mayor me de babo Ghana for se best say economy nimpa mayor. Is over busa Ghana means how do you approve or disapprove of President Akufo-Addo economic management? You are not being fair because any panel simply so I can say I am going to let go of if I have to let go of the economy to keep lives, I will do that. So we are lucky or minor for 3 months. Teacher 14 for almost a year or so. And Niama Bebre, a strain need the economy. The tourism sector, literally, the year before COVID, 2019, I played a pivotal role in the, your friend is saying, year of return. Many ambassador, na buying suma, and say America, nene, and important moody, yanya ding, and I did me boss and a year ton, year of return. The value add a year of return they buy economy anymore was $1.3 billion. Now, who could have additional value of 1.3 billion in 2019? Then 2020, that 1.3 no. I saw until a be at 10%, 20% about negative. So from 1.3 no, a drop ya by negative to the extent say the tourism sector na nya sasikano afi no more boka. So how then do you say if you approve of the president's economic management in the 2 years span? Ubusa sa question. Ubusa say President Akufo-Addo management from 2017, ebesi 2020, and then now besi ne. Uncle Bill oh, from 2017, kopim say to abano. Me free say oborn homodin. But from aha to hano wanyadi. Eti mimi free say global analytics adwuma na wadi no. Ya de te say de maka no. Na dwenkyere no. Eye say ebeboa yen say emmoa yen. Can afford the omina hyeyensa. Me final statement I me making is say even if it favored us, it still doesn't change anything.
All right.
The bottom line is said the Ghana for a year no. Say ya mount to me say chichiro mino. Are we delivering on that promise? Sem fum soa na chimebia bahua ya wo mercy ye beye de ama Ghana for nya sajide no we mubio. For me, that's the most important. Yenuano next time my who some of these information nebe boama yensu yenya proper understanding.
Okay. It's 11:30. I hear Kessben FM 92.9. Kessben Kanawu jumedi so enye. Mamemfa asedani bi ema Eclipse Collateral Management. Pacho wamu adaroma ene di omu yenyina ne se wamu boa ama wetimi enya we japade enkrata so emfa so o wasase wa register with DVL mpacho fa won krata no ebra ye bebo am wetimi e de aye adwuma no wanya sika e wo ho wo ka wa register with DVL wo frey and pay ya ye ne obedi nkomo e wo ho ye bebo e wo sa kwan ne so adenta barrier ye wo close to Medimosis hospital in Champe ye ne West African Senior High School no ana ben 0543 832466 0543 832466 na one Eclipse Collateral Management for any answer also Kessben Travel and Tour womo ebo abrochiri ko ho nkrata asem bia no mpacho fakoda womo na womo entimi emo adum aseda house ana obehu womo ana afenso adum central multi credit building nim Swami magazine multi credit building nim ewo eye macro traffic light no asie pe ano pe woni omuni nkomo 0596102667 0596102667 na woni omo eni nkomo Ultimate Fashion and Furniture City ebantare papa dia efie no ene ho omo ebema bi ahye dwumadie bi a wokwase bia no obenya eye Ultimate Fashion and Tire papa no bi nkonwa CCO office ene wo dem na bibia no enye kam edum komase wo mo be Methodist Wesley Cathedral no 0209 1367 33 0209-136733 na one Ultimate Fashion for any nkomo anope oposini na dro no eye imbustable mixture anope wo mo adaroma wo mo boaye amaye boosti eye immune system no yare bia ahye oso a chempa jene akwa na ekutia yare benya ahoden aya esese wono no imbustable mixture na edi wakagide mu herbal shop bia mu across the country wonsa betimi akabi na wano nombi ebebo apa 0246 208496 0246-208496 na woni imbustable Mr. for any nkomo Fosia hotel womo boa pa mpacho anytime bia wo kokumase ope baby a obeda na wenya homka na wenya anije womo dia Fosia hotel ana mekanfo ede ama womo waseda house wo kumase edum fourth floor ana wo behu omo ye be ma onuane ye be ma laundry services ha ye be si hotel boxer shorts ni obi bia your conference rooms any ade wo ho no ma okọ ho Afosia hotel for ebebo apa 0322037 382 0322037 na woni omo eni enkomo sam dradwuma no mpacho fa ho gym na emo na je professional training na ebetimi amo aye okuni ni pa mpacho Kessben University College and ema asantete ye no Kessben University College and Communication Studies mpacho courses any programs ahodo ni nyina no ye offer bi ewo ho obehu ye city campus no ewo edum Kumasi ye opposite Aseda house na woni ye ni nkomo 0501 637383 0501 637383 na woni ye eni ensa woso Focus Media Awards afie award no ye gidi abefie best morning show host ene BOT wia obeto naba de Kofi Tonto so beto naba na momoaye Michelle adwuma se da bia homache 5:30 ede kwa kosise ewia premo ebeto ni nyina no eyo man Ghana eho donti anopei to abani bi ma ne enkoje abasobode ne mfamra isanse ye somo man no ewa akomapemu obe dial ewo phone ne so star 800 star webo star no wabo 800 no wabo star na wabo 400 no wabo hash na wasende o sende a code no ebeba na wa enter 1414 na afi wasende obehu semidin no aba Kwame appear could be na Mr. Speaker no eshe bracket mu abano dodo bia peso to my bia no to famae na nyame adoma on the 30th of April enko goje sa ni munyam hye no emfamra na ye nyina no ye me celebrate me da mu nyina ase because menim se bebre na no to aba no de my pa 35 minutes after 11 ma memra BOT so na mintie no for 10 minutes na afi yenko yanim BOT
Mr. Speaker,
yes,
I think it's a Obi also beya amanyosem.
My microphone in
na obi bia obeya amanyosem na research onfa wani ni ehwe na wonte amanyosem ase. Because you see the old twasa no eya na onim se na chiachia. Oba NDC as a the largest opposition party in Ghana and the next party waiting to be in government. Since 2 weeks, 4 major political researchers are now out. One, Economic Intelligence Unit, EIU. 2, Global Info Analytics. 3, Benefson. 4, Mohammed Awa. Research on Modia Bontini pointed to the fact that the current government is heading in a ditch. And in fact, already Global Info Analytics, the heading of their reporter, also Ghana is heading into a ditch.
As that a report, Nika?
A radio caption, no. Ghana is heading into a ditch. That's a caption. Oko City FM portal and other online. And that is a caption. that is a cashing because it's a 67%.
And only online for the headline or media about.
Oh, me but some me analysis.
Because reporting in the main kind of heading, no.
Tobo. Maminya analysis in we.
Okay.
We say Kofi no there. Say we nipa 100.
Yeah.
And based on the data from the research, na emu 67%. Eka say Mampanyino lead Ghana wrongly. I am fair to say Ghana is heading into a ditch. NDC as a party went me my ninja mroso. Research is a feedback. And no far, it depends on how you utilize it.
Okay.
In the year 2016, a lot of researchers back out against the NDC, play around it, and JDM suffered a humiliating defeat, and the NDC as a party. In their things, having joined the NDC, lessons have been learned to say, Abibia research BPA Bonteno, take time to analyze it introspectively. Because in 2016, Sanka NDC as a political party in Yabotre, interrogated certain research ni feedback, probably, and can defeated by a very humiliating Kanto NDC. Having said that, all these 4 research reports about Bonteno, the NDC position is say we accept the content in good faith. Either say ekoyema ye enkoyema ye no, it is a ground for us to make our homework.
Okay.
Let me take them one after the other. One, AMFA Economic Intelligence Unit's research report about Bonting. In the research report, no postulate say all other things being equal, ceteris paribus, holding all other things constant, the NDC stand a higher chance of winning 2024 if we revitalize our base. It's a conditional research. And to Amaya who say,
we are sure they can revitalize.
Oh yeah, it's stated this.
Yes, clearly.
It means you have to revitalize the base of the party. And the NDC as a political party, no, Amaya inclination say, Emfa who see a bit me winning, we have a lot of work to do. And in fact, we shall do that work. So work can it be say a bay jumadin yen tentena, ye be resolve ye intra issues. And yemanye pinchen. Yebema kwayama se do branch election constituency regional national la. Yema kwayama obi omiti party constitution no onfa form non contested. Yenko buga nkotwe second nkotwa man 14 papa man 14 enkasa ye de we ne penalty on the post. These are some of the internal matters the NDC we shall handle. However, the Economic Intelligence Unit in their baseline forecast almost 13 near man 9. One almost say the ama ban way enya akono na ebe pave way ama ndisi ebetimi aba akonwa so ne say element of good governance aban way atonsuom. Good governance ne say yebema kwan ma judiciary na adwuma pepepe executives no enye brutish enye extravagant ebe ya accountable parliament nso so atima ye very collaborative consultative na omotima kanboma ye adwuma no eba good governance aban edi ho for. 2, infrastructure development. And clearly, Crowe Mayeti, South Ghana from 1957, Odi Free Kwame Nkrumah, Kutwe Champon, Efrifa, Liman, Kofo, J.E. Mills the late, John Dramani Mahama, and Anado, Nina Kabumwa, about infrastructure development. A man penny for me, I'm a single out. Led Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and John Dramani Mahama. And clearly, no. The EIU report na Babon tena say matters of infrastructure development aban we a deficit. 3 a job creation. Minua Kofi State say under former President Mahama we had what we call the Unemployed Graduate Association of Ghana. Let me tell him he should go to presidency and check facts and data. From the year 2013 to the year 2017, the public sector wage bill of John Dramani Mahama was higher than from 2017 to the year 2021. The records are there. And even with that, former President Mahama took Ghana to IMF. So even in the face of IMF, John Dramani Mahama per records and data and their own budget statement from 2017, 18, 19, 2020, STT said, under the NDC government under Mahama, from 2017 to the 7 January 2020, from 7 January 2013 to 7 January 2017, John Dramani Mahama presidency employed more people than Akufo-Addo 2017 to 2021 put together. So
according to the wage bill.
According to the wage bill and even their own statistics, comparatively. Number 4, easing of corruption. Ohwe yi you report na 4 baseline omo indicate say so far ban we here ade ba ko edi MPP aban yi buy into power prominently dominantly was matters of corruption, because Woyomi became issue and a host of other issues. And so aban yi buy you know, the government fight anybody who fight corruption. Obi be under this government, Obi Wadwin say you are purposeful, you are intentional, you are aggressive to fight corruption. No, the Akufo-Addo-led government will fight you back. And I'll give case study. Domlevo is a typical example. Anas principle, where has it gone? Critical example. Manasi Azure Ford expedition. Emma Mahama who anya kono. Under His Excellency Nanado no. Manase voice is missing. So can you man way in our bomu we are? The EIU report is telling them, they say we should revitalize our base. And we are telling them, say, you don't change a winning team, but substitution is allowed. We are not going to change John Dramani Mahama because on the 4 deliverables and indicators, or baseline forecast, so the John Dramani Mahama Jinaho, near the Eda Alan, any Bawumia, any Eda Kandi Jinaho, Mahama asphalt and their feeder road. Because about governance, infrastructure, job creation, fighting corruption. In fact, under the Fourth Republic, the only president Awama jailing a former MP and the CEO, Abu Gapeli, John Dramani Mahama. And he occasioned a lot of other investigation to unearth more corrupt acts. And Ananado is more of a clearing agent. Fast forward, Dr. Late Thomas Sankara, Burkina Faso late president, can say, it is better we provide more drinking water than champagne for few. The NDC government believe in the masses. And this report is emanating from the people. Fast forward, Global Info Analytics. A report now indicates they went around all the 16 regions of Ghana. Number 1. Number 2, 67% of Ghanaians believe that Nanado is leading the country wrongly. And
they disapprove his job performance.
And they disapprove his job performance minus even 40% down baseline. 26% approve his performance, 67% disapprove, and 26% approve. And the error of margin around 7%. Clearly, it has vindicated the position of critical voices in this country. Benef's position is that the NDC can only win if we change Professor Jenana. It's a joking research ever done by anybody. Check the performance of NDC 2016 election. Check NDC performance in the year 2020. Check how many seats the NDC occupied in Central Region. Check how many parliamentary seats we are occupying. And in fact, Minya Kofi Steti said the MPP won over Huemili with about 500,000 plus votes. Mr. Speaker, Sauko into election the year 2016. Now win it by over close to almost 1 million vote difference. Now Oko 2020, now win it by 500,000 difference. You have won at a decreasing rate. So if the MPP, so I'm winning the year 2016 with almost 1 million vote margin. Now say Oko into 2020. Now win it by 500,000 plus margin. It should tell Kofi Tonto to say the MPP arguably contentiously won 2020 election at a decreasing margin. And Tianya idea was a Kofi de Bon Hosa for Henry because Samimi Jina about 4 years ago. Now my dream couldn't buy 1 million votes. Now so 4 years later, and don't forget, say the voter register in 2020 went up more than the voter register in 2016. And Tiachesa, the MPP performance in 2020 was abysmal though you won. However, the NDC performance comparatively to 2016 up to 2020 was superb. In ending, the Americans said you don't change a winning team, but substitution is allowed. The NDC has come to a certain incontrovertible, unrepented position. Say John Dramani Mahama is our best bet. However, the NDC in Preventio Biasemo contest. However, Professor Jenana is a candidate ayatona mani pattern. Won't mean John Dramani Mahama and Chief Professor Jenana. amanfo no mo masha se ya bidding lobbying across no se wan hweye na wo ye NDC ni now jump to the media landscape now share say based on their benefits more can be jump to it you will be washing our dirty lining in public. And in fact in ending no the NDC with John Dramani Mahama and Professor Jemana a victory 2024 because we have voted Ghana for the man Professor John Dramani Mahama in 2020. So building upon it, we are going to win convincingly. And the last of it all, they say, report and say we are going to win with a slim majority in parliament. Okay. And the idea yen NDC one you bet na say how can we be able to win convincingly both at the presidential and at the parliament?
Me that say course no but my main fa call awodika go fi my main fa course na me rounds na yen wrap up. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker.
Iko what you saying?
Nyankupa do Mr. Speaker uni eketwa iko ni.
Mami ntio.
Yo Mr. Speaker nyankupa shira weni ejuma pa obomo mangana. Ena me bra peni biuti nyankupa shira pa ni ejuma pa obomo NDC ya party no. Ena obaye constituency anu mo sa ye communication director Benjamin Yamwa. Ono so nyankupa shira no ene akomapa na adwempa owoma NDC ya party na oyi ejuma wonder te say konko manager Oluwa West Akra nyankupa shira. Mr. Speaker Once asama mi bra peni beauty okachato on there is no way say yebe kwakofo obi asi his excellency the great John Dramani Mahama so obeli di omakwe eka le say obeli di NDC ya party no that was say opa yenkofa aletramate ne ba omi embom ye for one contest his excellency the great John Dramani Mahama obe to hands down. What must say? Because sa report na ba ya omudi condition bi ba who enti no mo kanisa because of being one because for big crowd message here or the Dramani Mahama achievement and the end of the Baba campaign. I didn't think a pa for one now more for delete because we said 2020 election we should vote Puluma NDC now. Then the 2024 Papa want to be winning easy. And this is how we go for Lecturamante. No more go for Bamia no more
go for and 0550 922 0552911929. Maybe your phone lines, Eddie, I'm in fact way. Hello, good morning. Oh, so unfortunate. Went to meet any answer. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Speaker, only have my John or one because of the IMP at Wire Domekwadina.
I don't know what I mean to you.
Mr. Speaker, I better was the Nejumapa or the Sum Kessben FM Accra 92.9. Mami Chiama de Gibrinana Ampin Joe Ashama any ni ama asite de movie Amichio. Mr. Speaker, Sebi a yes Mahama Beba na ni Niama Waya Owi Sebi a yes Mahama Beba Sebi yeto Eyese Mahama Beba na ye dollar no enkosuru eyese Mahama Beba sebio oyebenya yi blocks eyese Mahama Beba yebenya chiefs compound ebeye se Mahama Beba Miga East Hospital sebi MPP for omu yare omu di hono mu kono eyese obeba asanyama we nya ye sebeka ye bisa se na na kufado apatu ayetu amana sebi ye nasi odi maye ni sebio corruption ye nasi ayebe odibe maye sebi ye bedware wo wiem asebi omubeto atokre ye nasi odibe maye ni sebi o ye to ayento
no meda say my offer from and to us 0550922929 0552911929. Hello, good morning. There be when to be again 0550922929 0552911929 and no numbers no yeah, they ever will calls no. I mean, she say Obi Abba. There be lines no. There na way. Numbers no and no 0550922929 0552911929. No any numbers yeah, they ever will calls no. Na yaje wadwenche no. I mean, she way. Hello, good morning. Oh, there be I mean, far way. Hello,
Mr. Speaker.
Queen, that is saying.
I don't know now, Queen.
You're ready to quite a mammy too.
Shami Brapping, you know, Mammy, Wakata Spec, or a gun Mr. Speaker. Ukofuya Mokoye research by the Mama about 2024. NDC winning. The person be some of the one now, NDC audio number. And yet, you ain't gonna force it, Mr. Speaker. Sisi Oko market, yet, A broke Mr. Speaker, you say a bread with 12 cedi. Dokunu, yes, Dokunu, Jamal Lebanon, 3 cedi, 4 cedi. Onu Nenya, yes, Yanka, and you will be about 2024 Nenya, Ghana 4. Your best friend before said, Oh, catching another Danko for the say, Bona or 2016, and you know, no memo, or show men to no more many years, you won't show memo to be piano boy do memo, or try so, Yama Granny soon you was the castle, you was because you guys where you're going. It's a train at Aquana. I'm going to go
Mammy Fowl for Ewa Humbana 0550-922-929. 52 minutes after 11. But the basis is here. Now, yes, sorry. So, hello, good morning.
Yes, Honorable Mr. Speaker.
Yes, sir. Yauza.
Me soon. We are good. Also, your mama pa na anyone so the president and way. Yamisha, I'll wait my family. Now, Honorable Mr. Speaker. Mpacho afrobwa ni ya kwisha manse frautuma. Afrobwa wenye ni yi kwisha manse wako frautuma efa hu. Endi sufuni esi epejon dramani mama. Onu no watema. Onu no so nyame abadashe ni muma. Onya umaso onya je onya hantai. Obedi president yengu asundie badana ha. Mputu jima kune kwasu uyawe. Aron kwa asfitri. Nkania papa bi oje mbebru onya umaso na njuma wo nde chesena Ghana edi mpacho John Dramani mama ba ya hu beto ebenya sundie onya bia no mbefa prepu Canada fire no akọ fire nyumre no asaba ade awure onu kwaso
Yeah, I was unfortunately, me for offer for BIBM. Govi, you're up in the enquiry. Maybe no as news for no.
Many you see where the BC report and they say revitalize the base. Yeah. Asima report in the kind of say they expect the NDC to revitalize with a new candidate.
A fresh candidate.
That's the base.
What are you talking about?
The base of the
How is that the base the part of the party? How then you need a politics you name the base. The base is the ordinary person. The person was emphatic. Revitalized by bringing a new candidate. So let's not I know you are good with words and all, but let's not try to
revitalize the
let's
party.
no or see asama me busa asa we sure say or cancer Mr.
It's in
Speaker.
the report.
No, it's not in the report. I've read to you what the report said.
Read it.
Revitalize with a fresh candidate.
So that's what the report
Revitalize means what? I was saying we share.
Baby, we say revitalize the base. That's
the
not what
base.
that's not what the report said, Mr. O. And they are a very honest discussion. Let's not.
But it's honest.
No.
The revitalize.
I don't revitalize in the means or revitalizing the base. The fresh candidate to the one person.
Who can you know? Now, if I settle question, say, yet means candidate. It's a joke. No one, now if benefits, we see what the reporting in the to. We are now saying, hey, did you benefits at them? I don't know. So we say it's a joke. We be a joke and
not him, but the report from him is a joke.
It's not a good response. Who see what the report in the to? Anyways, Minya, my main cast, I'm sure. Listen and listen very carefully. President Mahama became a vice president on the back of 40,000 votes. And then became a president by virtue of an accident. You see, a sebe, papa of freedom. And on no contest, he be president on the back of 47,000 votes. What does the Constitution say, Mr. Speaker? 50% plus what? One. And to the Tnahane Nunu, na 1 million, ne upward, ne downward, ne one. Massa, the decision lies with the Ghanaian. If the Ghanaian decide, say, a nipa 5 from po decide, say, whoever MPP didn't be ban and be president, it doesn't matter what you think and what any analysis says. The bottom line, and it say 50% plus what? 1. This the okay ya sabi eto asumu kaka ne say mo ye modwuma we odi benefits na time ne ade but I know the bottom line is say hweso na ye wadwuma yen ye be hweso aye adwuma. We admit that there have been challenges. We are going to fix the challenges. The EIU report said it. So abide way challenges now when yano is as a result of COVID and Ukraine and Russia war. It said it several times. It counted about 6 times in the report.
Coffee family sin na men come me time so I can't just 4 minutes.
Ne jina ho ye upward ne downward.
BOG.
Just
10 seconds na men come news for neighbor. Your time now.
Akola obi wo de share apostle botoma obi wu. Ye de ye NDC for de enye ye ne ye ka.
Na nka wo de we yi apostle Mahama free ho the base abeshe ho.
Tie. Me yi apostle Mahama. Ye de ye say. Se me no ba be ball a. Wo na wo be kire goalkeeper na me goal. Me nua Kofi ka say report no state say that the incompetence on the part of the government, any inefficiency is based on COVID. It's not true. World Bank Group reports as of this month, as stated said Ghana, the Ama Bank were performing poorly, and the whole Africa, Malawi, in a boss, a poor public finance management and huge debt.
If I was here, we didn't come here. It could be 2 minutes to 2 hours. The news team neighbor Aisha Ward and an African Posiga and the breaking news, at the beautiful chamber. I must go. We didn't come here. Could be I don't do me any or tonight. Your best anyway, dear. Good afternoon, Ghana.